Okay, here's another awesome engineered item. So on a cat motor grader with 3306, they just put the standard oil filler tube on it. And then they've got the hose for the water to the air compressor right there. Anyway, you can't hit that hole with an oil jug to save your life. Half of it'll just run out and go on the ground. I went, hey, Bill, how they going to put oil in that? And I'm sure the other engineer said, well, he'll go get a funnel. A funnel? Why do you want to carry around a dirty funnel and deal with that? Tell you what, why can't we just engineer that to come up like this and then about right there? That way you could just pour some oil right in it and not make an environmental disaster with it. Nah, we don't want to do that. We're engineers, Bill. We went to school to do this stuff to customers. Don't you remember in class when they said number one engineering objective here is to make people angry? Oh, don't you just love that kind of stuff? I just want to strangle them. Ain't no sunshine when California's on fire. She's on fire all the time. But you can't, because of the smoke. The smoke from California is coming right through Idaho. And you can't tell the difference between sunrise and sunset. That's what the sun looks like in the morning. That's what it looks like in the evening in the western sky. Pretty dingy out here. Bastard! So I don't know what these little buggers are. Oh, he blew away. I killed him. They keep landing. For some reason they like the black livers. I don't know if it's something on my hands or what. But they land on you and then pretty soon they're pinching you, biting you. I hate them. I don't know what they are. I think I'm somewhere in here. Right about in there somewhere. So I've been asked who uses these roads. Well, mostly it's the locals, the wildlife. They use it. They seem to use it pretty regular now that it's graded. They must like it. So Anderson Construction, approved by the local wildlife. So this is what I don't miss about society. Yet even out here, you got guys, you know, they're driving this in a pickup. There's one here, there's one there. On the way in this morning, I noticed beer bottles they'd been chucking out along the road to Coffee Point. It's like, you got a pickup. Can't you filthy pigs put your trash in the back of your truck? Why do you got to throw it all over out here? If you're a man, the world may be your toilet, but it's not your garbage dump, for crying out loud. There, so there. Stop littering, you dingbat. I store all my junk in the cab, put it in the cooler at night, haul it home. Dispose of it properly, would you? Okay, I'm gonna start collecting junk. Let's see how much I get. I probably won't be able to fit it all in here. Okay, round number 2. Gonna start on number 3 now. Gonna go up along that side and pull the material in and dump it on there so I can start building a crown. There's no way I'm gonna make it back to Government Cave. I finished the road from Rock Lake to Government Cave Road. I've completely finished all that. It's ready to get rolled. I'm guessing from between what the signs say, it's 7 miles from here back. I don't think I can make it back all the way. About 4 o'clock I'll just have to give up and drive out, because it'll take me an hour to get back to the pit. So if I had my 4-wheeler on the back, I'd just park the grader out here somewhere and ride back, but I got the problem of fuel. I can't fuel, so don't know what to do there. The only thing I could do there is put a tank in the back of the truck and leave the 4-wheeler on the grader all the time, which I don't think I want to do that out here. I mean, probably not a good idea, so I just have to drive back to the pit. Okay, there's that monument I took a picture of from far away. And then here's what up close what it really looks like. From far away it looks like some dude with a hat on and legs hanging off of there. Matt said a lot of these are Surveyor's monuments. Some of those metal stakes over there say 1922. But he said a lot of this was probably done in the 1800s. I don't know what they did with that, unless they stacked them up and used them as some kind of site. I don't know, interesting. A lot of really cool rocks out here. Like I say, it'd sure be nice to have seen all this when she was red hot spewing stuff. but there was lots of little volcanoes out here going off. Okay, I'm headed back, right down the middle. So I want to show you how I cut ditches in this crap. So right up there, and if you can see it, that's just solid rock. There's nothing I can do here because you end up with giant stuff like that in here. It's terrible. So I'm down here in a low spot, and this is windblown topsoil over top of these lava flows. So down in a low spot like that, the dirt tends to settle out, and it's deeper than everywhere else, but it's still not super deep. It's enough to get a fairly decent ditch. So what I do is I crawl in here, I go around about twice. Now you can't go in anything faster than first gear, because you will nail a solid rock out there on the tip of your blade where you're cutting deep here, and it will throw you through the windshield, and you know, you run the risk of tearing the drawbar ball off or breaking the frame, the arms on it. So now that I've got it up here on both sides, I'm pulling it towards the center, and then I'll come back up this side and roll it out. I'll show you what that looks like. But this is the only system out here that I can make work, that I can even remotely make work for me, is to do this. Pull it up and then bring it over and try to get a crown in it. Problem with this material is it's got a lot of sand in it. It blows really easy. This actually has some moisture in it. As you can see, it's kind of dark, but the styrations, the light color stuff, is sand, and you can see that in here. Down here, this is a heavier clay, but that lighter stuff is just blow sand. Anyway, so right up there, I was going along in first, and the tip hit something in there, and it just stopped the grader solid. Boom. So it's time consuming. You got to stay in first gear to make this work. This is tough. This is tough ditching. A guy really needs way more money than what I bid it for, but you can't get the job. Nobody else cuts ditches. I'll take you over and show you some old work that a contractor did last year. There's no damn ditches in it. There's none, and I don't know how they let him get away with it. I just don't. So anyway, I'll show you what these look like when I get done. So this is what we end up with after I'm done grading. So I can't get down here and cut a 2-to-1 ditch and go deep. Now this does look deep, but trust me, it's not. This road is setting in a hole from 50, 60, 70 years of people driving on it and the dust blowing out, and it's lower than everything. And that's why you got to get ditches in it. You got to have somewhere for that water to go. It's the only place it's going to go, except maybe on a hill and you make a cutout ditch. But this is basically what it ends up being, and the boys are coming with the water truck and the roller, and they hit it once with that and just knock it down, and that's all you do with it. So I'm really glad I got a 14, because you've seen the rocks, you've seen the stuff I hit. This dirt is extremely hard dirt. I mean, this will lift the front wheels off the ground when you're trying to cut it. Once you bring it out here, it kind of turns to bug dust. And so it's got to have a ton of water on it. And there's not water available out here to actually water it and process it and roll it like you would normal construction. So they don't really care about that. They just want you to hit it once with a light dose of water and get it compacted down the best you can. Then this will go through a winter, maybe 2. It depends on when they get their money, if they get their money to cinder it. And by then the organics that came in here rotted out, and it's been run on and it's packed down. And then all you got to do is come in and recut your ditches, shape the top up, and then spread cinders. As long as you don't have this powdery crap on top, the cinders work pretty well. And that's why they want you to regrade it lightly, is they said if it's a little bit loose on top, the cinders stay better. And I can understand that reasoning, because your cinders are going to nest in that top little bit of powder. And once you put the water to it and roll the cinders and that stuff gets wet, it soaks up the moisture pretty good. And once it does that, it turns back to this concrete and it holds the cinders. If you were to put the cinders on a shiny hard surface like this, then they're not going to want to stay put. Hey, that's cool. Something came out of that hole. Looks like I took out an ant hill. They're trying to rebuild. Reminds me of humans after tornadoes and hurricane disasters. We're always trying to rebuild in the same place. So anyway, what I'm doing here is, this is the original, this is the wheel track that was left. So all this road was 2 wheel tracks, just wide enough for a vehicle. So what I've done is I've taken everything from this edge of the tracks over and rolled it out. And then on the way back, what I did on this side, I'd already rolled him out, is I go clear over against my grub and I cut straight up and down and I try to bring it out onto this center. And I found that if I leave this center, it's just that much more material, which raises it up and you can crown it a whole lot better. So I've left it. Now there's some places, there's some small brush and whatever in there, but I'm not concerned about that. It'll be just fine for what it is. It's not highway construction. I mean, it'd be awesome if we had the water and stuff. We could build this like any other road. It'd be so nice. But that's not what they want, and it's just impossible to do it. So I'm getting ready to go down this side for the last pass to bring over. There may be some spots down through here that I have to go back and forth a few times on to get everything fixed up, especially the low spots where they had puddles. I'll get in and try to cut all the ditch I can and make an area on both sides for it to store the water, because if you do that, it'll last. If you put it in a hole and it gets full of water, people drive through it, the cinders are gone, it just turns into a mud hole again. So that's Jeff Anderson's ramblings. Of course, I'm going crazy out here, so I gotta have somebody to talk to, so I thought I'd talk to you guys. Are you listening? Oh, it's actually kind of nice to be out here doing this. I can see the end coming, which kind of puts a smile on my face. You can see the end of the job. Go do something else maybe. So It's been a long deal, every day coming out here for a month. The 23rd of this month coming up, we will have been here a month. So, yeehaw. So it's a beautiful morning, other than the hazy smoke in the air blocking out the sunshine. Anyway, Matt and Jake are coming to water and roll this, and we have to do that, even though it's probably a waste of time, because they know that the availability of water out here and the distance you have to go is so great that you're never going to soak this up and make it compact. So it's just powder. So it looks pretty good if I go over it once with the grader. But let me show you what it looks like after you drive through it. So this is what it looks like when you start driving through it. It just turns to complete powder and bug dust. And then you got all these little teeny lava rocks in here. So this is the kind of crop I have to try to ditch through. I try to make something out of it. It's pretty tough. And then it's just powder. And then farther up here, it's like sand. There's a lot of like wind-blown sand in this, but it's just bug dust. Here comes the water truck. He's putting down some water there. Don't think it's really going to do any good, but I think you'd need a 20,000 gallon tank or a fleet of them. I think he's out. Oh, he's still going. Okay, I got the tanker hooked up, ready to go. Tomorrow I'm going to go help Jake. I'm going to get water at the well and then come down to the junction and sit there and then transload into him. I can haul 8,000 gallons. His truck's 3,000. It'll save him a good half hour, 45 minutes traveling time. And so when he gets the last load of water out of it, I'll beat it back up to the well and get another load, and then hopefully get down there before he gets back. So I didn't get done with the road Saturday. I've still got 3 or 4 miles I got to make one more pass on. We may not be able to go all day tomorrow because of the heat, and we can't get enough water down, so we'll just have to see what happens. If we quit early, then I'll go get on the grader and finish the road. Ooh, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Headed out to the Jpaydirt box, not to put anything in it, but just to put a sticker on there so the mailman comes to the front steps. Got a shirt going to Jeff Schick over in Torrington, Wyoming. Jenna Simpson from Gobbler's Knob, that's a cool name, in PA. Reese Schneider in Orofino, Idaho. Logan Lee in Tucson, Arizona. April Hubner in Red Crest, California. And Zach Jeffrey from Dakota, Illinois. And one that's going to Danny Bradshaw in Dodleson in the United Kingdom. Hey, thank you guys. Good morning, effers, as Ryan would say. Bright and early, Jeffrey's headed out with the tanker this morning. Gonna go help Jake be able to water this long section of road we're doing. So anyway, Monday morning comes too early. You guys have a nice day. Got me a brand new green hat. You can't see it. I'm looking styling today. None of that greasy bum looking stuff. Oh, car coming. Don't pull out in front of the cars, Jeff. So I'm out here at Coffee Point getting a tanker load of water. The sun's blocked out again. Thank you, California. So I noticed something on my videos the other day that I need to talk to you about. YouTube is putting what they call mid-roll ads in, and they just do it. And I had no idea they were putting so many damned commercials in my videos. So I've learned now that every time I upload a video, I go back in and I allow them to put one video or ad at the front and maybe one towards the end or in the middle. The rest of them I delete. I mean, there was like up to 5 or 6 ads in some of my longer ones. And so I have gotten rid of those. Okay, so Sunday, I finally had a minute. So I got up about 7 and I started on the video. And I had it done by about 11:45. And so my movie editing program was rendering it and finishing it. I went to my granddaughter's birthday party, ate all kinds of bad stuff that I don't ever usually eat, like lots of birthday cake and greasy fried potatoes with bacon. Oh, those were good. Potato salad. Just all kinds of stuff. Salsa. Anyway, I'm backfiring pretty heavy today. I'm paid for it. So I came back after that and it was rendered and done, and I started the upload, and I don't remember what time it came out, but I had to go into that video and get rid of the ads also. So when I watch other people's videos and they have 4, 5, 6 ads in them, I just click off. I don't want to watch that. I don't do YouTube because I'm trying to make $1 million off of it. It's fun. I meet a lot of awesome people. I get cool stuff people send me. That all totally makes it worth it. What little I do make pays for cameras and my time doing it. So I don't mind doing it. So got rid of the ads. You won't see so many anymore, maybe a couple. But anyway, I totally appreciate your support. This has been a fun adventure. Look forward to continue doing it. I appreciate your messages, especially the ones that tell me I make good videos and I do a good job and they enjoy them. That makes it all worth it. So thank you. So I'm parked at the intersection here. Jake's headed out that way with a load. You can see the dust. We're just never going to get enough water to this. We really need rain. There's just no way you can haul enough water. There's not enough water out here to wet it. Hey, since I got my leaks all cleaned up, this engine is clean as a whistle on both sides. Don't see anything coming out the front. Nothing under the compressor now. Nothing coming off the pan. I'm still kind of wondering if that radiator hose they had for a breather tube, where it was all swole up and shut off, and your atmospheric sensor screws in and it senses crankcase pressure. The crankcase pressure had to have been high, which had to have been causing leaks. So Whatever you do, if you got radiator hose hanging off, get rid of it. Go to your cat dealer or whoever and get you some hydraulic suction hose. That way the oil won't swell it up and damage it. Way better breather. So since I haven't got anything to do, I've been cleaning the truck inside, been cleaning my windows. So in case a garbage can or something jumps out in front of me out here, I can miss it or possibly run over it, whichever. So this is the road I graded. I'm pulling the water tanker up to Fred Butte to get another load of water. Anyway, it's so smooth I could just haul the mail. Look at this. This is Kenworth NASCAR. It's a Cinder 500. Okay, that black line right there should be about 7,000 gallons. So there's their generator. That is the quietest generator I have ever heard in my life. Anyway, what that does is it runs the well over here. So this well is 1,000 feet deep, and it pumps that water way up there, and there's 2 tanks up there. So they have, I think, a 24,000 gallon capacity. Runs down to here. I have to just kind of run the pump at a little above idle just to keep the water flowing through. It runs in pretty good. But so if I take 8,000 gallons, Jake gets 3,000, that's 11,000 gallons. We'll both be able to come back and fill one more time, and then we're done for the day. It takes 24 hours for those tanks to refill. Thank goodness it rained last night, and maybe we'll see some more. It's pretty black over there, but we cannot get enough water in that powdery dirt to get it to set up when it's hot and blowing. It's just, as soon as you spread it on, I don't care how thick you put it on, it just goes poof into the air and it's gone. So thank goodness we got some cool weather this morning, some cloud cover, and maybe some more storm coming. Okay, here we go up rough road with a tanker full of water, 8,000 gallons. We're like way overloaded. Do the math on that. 8.5 gallons. 8.5 gallons times 8,000. She's heavy. Both tires squishing. So I walked through here and handpicked all the rock off the road that I could. Anything that might cut a sidewall. But here's a place right up here. You can see it. I don't know, it's just sand. It just doesn't want to set up. You can see this is all wet from the rain, but the crap just don't want to set up. sidewalls is gushing. Okay, here's gonna come the true test. I had Jake water this and drive on it and drive on it. As up here, I'm really worried about getting through. Hope I don't get stuck. I'll be going getting the grader. But guess what? I don't even have a chain. What an idiot. He used to have a chain always wrapped around on a scare fire. I don't know why I didn't leave it on there. I had a 1/2 inch one on there. Wish me luck. See, this crap's waterproof too. It doesn't hardly take the water. Okay, this is the kind of stuff we're fighting. It just takes so much water to get this to set up, and we don't have the water. If I go get one more load and Jake goes back, he might get a couple 1,000 gallons, that's it, and then we can't go back to that well for 24 hours. Every time I hear a helicopter, I start humming Fortunate Son. Okay, the sun has finally gone away. The wind has stopped blowing momentarily. I'm sure as that gets over here closer, it will blow at gale force. It rained here this morning, well, last night, and the road coming in was really wet, and I thought, oh great, we could really use the rain. And guess what? After you got up in here about a 1/4 mile, it was the end of it. It didn't hardly rain. So I have shuttled the whitewater truck back, the Screaming Jimmy, and the Kenworth, and now I just got to load up my Suzuki and get out of here. But we have spent all day trying to water this and get it to set up, and it has pretty good. But we drained the water storage tanks, had 20,000 gallons in them, and that's gone. So it is what it is. BLM came out, said, well, if you haven't got enough water, you haven't got enough water. So what I'm really hoping is that it comes through and it rains and it rains and it rains, and that would settle this down and keep it from turning into bug dust again. Anyway, I'm tired. It's 7 o'clock. Time to go home.
It's all right.